Good evening, community of restoration and enlightenment. We see you, Luana. We see you. Thank you for all those tuning in. You know, we always like to start off just hoping that you have peace in your home and in your hearts. Always join us and feel free to share or review the full moment of today at TheCoreofU here on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And hopefully you will find it in your heart to help us push this message forward.
Absolutely. What's going on, family? Hope everybody's doing well. We always like to kick off our U Friday Convos with something that's kind of going on in the news, and something that we've each been kind of keeping an eye on here recently is just deaths, which are always sad, which are always tragic, but it's been like multiple people dying at the same time, you know, at once. And I think there was a fire in New York, I think it was, apartment fire or something where people died.
On the highways.
It was on the highways. It's just been crazy, man. So just please,
that snow. It was, a lot of snow related.
A lot of snow related incidents, accidents.
Weren't saved in the cars, or in Pakistan, it was like 22 people.
It's just been crazy, man. Just make sure you hold on to your loved ones. Tell your people that you love them. Look out for one another, because absolutely tomorrow is never promised. Which kind of segues into our talk today. We won't be with you guys long, but kind of segues right into our talk. Unfortunately, at the end of last year, my Uncle Jerry passed away. And I went back to Michigan and we had a memorial service. It was a beautiful memorial service that we had for him. During the service, my Uncle James, which is a younger brother of my Uncle Jerry, did his eulogy. And he said something, and I had to like grab my phone and text it to myself to make sure that I didn't forget it. He said one of my Uncle Jerry's favorite sayings, or a saying was, and I had never heard him say this, but he said one of his sayings was, take advantage of the things that other people take for granted. And when I heard it, man, it just hit home like, wow, take advantage of the things that other people take for granted. And I started thinking like, okay, what does that mean to me? You know, then I kind of had to go back and refocus and listen to the, the eulogy and everything to make sure I was present in that moment. But later on, I thought about it. I shared it with wifey, and we just wanted to talk about that. And I thought about that, those people who have passed, right? I thought about the people that have passed on in those groups, and I thought about, what if there was someone in that group that passed away and their loved one didn't take the time to say, I love you that day before they left? Or maybe what if they were having a disagreement and it was over something petty, or maybe it was over something legit, but it wasn't solved and they never got to say, I'm sorry. They never got to hear that person say, I apologize. Or, you know what, this is nothing, I forgive you. Or we've had our differences, but I still love you. I think sometimes we take that for granted. We take that for granted. We assume that a person's going to be there, that they're going to be alive, that they're going to be around, that they're not going to get hurt. And we should know right now, especially with this COVID and Omicron and all of these things, that is definitely not guaranteed.
Absolutely. And you said something that kind of bears witness to this, that procrastination is the foolish assumption that you have enough time to complete whatever it is you're procrastinating about.
Right.
And we had watched a movie where this very high-powered attorney always was putting his work before his family. And he was supposed to go to his daughter's recital, ended up putting work in front of it again. And long story short, the opportunity was gone because they ended up dying. And I won't give away the line. That thankfully that was fictional movie,
right?
But it drives home that, like, if don't put it off. Don't think that you just have all the time in the world. Now you gotta be careful, because it can make you a little fanatical.
Yeah.
You gotta draw the line. Sometimes you do have to get things done, but I'm talking about like ignoring the call just because you're not in the mood. And it could be an elder in your life or somebody in your life that just wants to say hello.
Absolutely.
And you can say, hey, this is not a good time, but I wanted to hear your voice. Right. I can try you back I try to think of, would I regret this moment? And I thought about it because I ended up talking to, hey family, to a cousin of mine that was out of town that did not end up living to come to our wedding. And I was so happy that I took the moment to talk to him and catch up, because before that we hadn't talked in a while. What else do we take advantage of? I feel like the biggest thing today is just time,
Yeah, I think we definitely take advantage, thinking I can put it off tomorrow, and being present. I think we take advantage. I think that's something that we should take advantage of more, you know, being present and don't put it off, because so many people fail. Like even me, man, you know, when we go and we have our children and we go on trips and we take them birthdays and all that, and you want to get pictures and you want to get videos to capture the moment, to make sure you have that so you can show them when they're older. And obviously you want to be able to do all of that. But sometimes I just like put the phone away and be present in the moment. Watch what's happening. Watch what's going on.
Like really feel it.
Yeah, really be present. What, you know, instead of looking at your children smile through a camera or laugh, enjoy their laughter, you know, right then and there, you know.
Or something simple. You just brought up a point of not having the electronics always around, like at the dinner table.
Absolutely.
Or the first thing you do, so that you can really just key into the moment, even if it's for 10, 15 minutes.
Taking advantage of things that other people take for granted. Sitting down with your family and having dinner together. That's something that people, that you could definitely take advantage of and use, and just do it and talk to your children. When the kids come in, my wife asks all of us, you know, what was something about your day that you didn't like or you wish would have been better? And then you'll ask again, what was the best thing that happened to you today? She asked that, and she goes through and asks the children a series of questions about just trying to be present and getting them to think about their day and what happened. And so then they come in now and they're a little more prepared and they think about their responses and what they're going to say. It's so important that we stay present, in the moment.
You know what? The other thing you made me think about was when being present when you're just going through something that feels routine. So I used to do this challenge where if I went on the same walk or I drove the same route, that I forced myself to notice 3 new things. So I wouldn't I was trying to take advantage of what other people take for granted, which is like, oh, I know this is the same old same, or force myself to compliment my children or my husband, like not just take for granted that they know. Like give that moment of praise.
I think that's really important. We talk about that often, about, you know, women like to hear that they look good and that they dress good and smell good and that's a nice outfit and notice your hair. But men like it too. Men like that too. They like to be complimented too, especially from their significant other. You know what I mean? You want to hear them say. So you should take advantage of that and make sure that you do that a little more. Don't just take it for granted that they know. Oh, I know or he knows I think he looks good. No, it's nice to hear it sometimes.
If you're in partnership with someone, the other day I was talking to my mom and we do a lot of business together. And I just thanked her for taking the lead on something. And she said, thank you for that. Like, it felt good. Because, you know, sometimes we take for granted that, oh, this is what they always do. But that takes time. That takes energy. So I think if we acknowledge people's time and effort, even in the things that they always do, it feels appreciated.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Don't take advantage. Don't take for granted that because I always do it, that I don't want to be acknowledged for doing it. Like, that is just a given.
That's a good point.
Like, you know, I say, oh, thank you for getting all the trash, or thank you for whatever, doing that for the kids, or you come up and everything's done, you know, something you normally do just because you happen to get to it first. That feels good to just have somebody have your back, or have somebody say, yeah, I appreciate it that you do that, because that's something I don't have to do.
So that's what we challenge y'all, CoreofU fam, everybody that's on. We see we challenging you all to take advantage, not to misuse, but when I'm saying take advantage, make sure you use it to your benefit to do it more. Take advantage of the things that other people take for granted. You want to make sure that you do that. And want to say yes, and always remember there are no do-overs. Man, that's true. There are no do-overs. So you should take advantage to say I'm sorry, of the opportunity right now to say I'm sorry, or forgive me, or I love you, or you look nice today, or thanks for doing that, or my wifey is really big with our children, and even us sometimes, of thank you notes. That is a big, big thing. In fact, there's a interim coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. The head coach lost his job. They brought in the interim coach. He got them to the playoffs. Now, they did lose in the first round, but they were very close to being able to make it to again. They showed a video of him writing thank you notes to every single player and staff on that team. And that's got to be, man, maybe 60, 70, maybe 80 people on the team. They showed a video of him in the hotel room personally writing a thank you note to each person. That right there was, you take advantage of those opportunities, because so many people take for granted, oh, they're millionaires, or they're, you know, they got money, they're all right. No, I think also too, it's going to go a long way with him, because it may eventually win that job. Yeah, you know, so
you know what?
He took advantage of a great opportunity right there.
That's important, because people just want to be seen.
People want to be seen.
Recently, you and I did notes at our children's school and daycare for all the yard duty staff and counselors, because you know what they do is important.
Absolutely.
They watch our children.
Absolutely.
And it don't matter if you have nothing to put in the envelope or you have something, but the main point is, we should never take for granted just because it's somebody's job that they do it in a loving and thoughtful manner. Right. Because if they check out, that could be dangerous.
Yeah. Then you upset. Now you at school ready to fight somebody.
Or the mail carrier, or or anyone that services. It's like, it's nice to hear that. You know, I really like the way you do what you do. Absolutely.
I think my father I learned a lot of that from my father. He was amazing at that. Making sure that he looked the janitor, the trash guy, right in the eye, said hello, good morning, good afternoon, shaking their hands, giving them a fist bump. Hey, how you doing? Just as much as the CEO and the CFO. He was really amazing at doing that.
Treating everybody on the same field, but also seeing everybody too. Because you can even see, sometimes people think just because you lead, you know you're doing a great job. People in leadership need to hear that they're doing a good job too. Because a lot of people don't recognize them, because they think, well, you at the top, you don't need it.
Right. Look at that, Carl. Great statement. We should all be willing to be used by our family and friends, just not misused.
Good one.
I like that. That. Just, don't misuse. So when we say take advantage, like you said, don't misuse me, you know, because so many people have taken advantage of people in a negative way. But I'm saying, just don't put off for tomorrow what you could get done today, because tomorrow is absolutely not promised. You may not get the opportunity. Something bad could happen and then you'll regret it. So just make sure you take advantage of the things today that so many people take for granted. I think it was a beautiful message, a beautiful statement that's been sticking with me, and I'm going to try to work to even be better at it this year. A little more, just taking advantage of those small things and those little things that so many people take for granted.
Yeah, especially because the world is moving so fast. So
the world is moving so fast. I mean, we're almost at the end of January in 2022. So
already a month gone.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So a beautiful conversation. Please share the video, and you can always join us on the TheCoreofU, CORE of the letter U. It stands for Community of Restoration and Enlightenment, and that is in you with a big capital U. All right. Peace. We'll holler at y'all soon.